Today is Friday, May 1st, 2026, and today is May Day, also known as International Workers' Day, which, depending on where you are, is either a celebration, a protest, or a reminder of how much work shapes everything around us. Welcome to Wait That's Random, This Day in History. I'm your host, C.L. Burns, voice actor, audiobook narrator, and your guide through the odd and unexpected corners of history. Let's dive in. On May 1st, 1931, the Empire State Building officially opened in New York City. At the time, it wasn't just another building. It was the tallest in the world, a symbol of ambition, scale, and speed. Because what makes this moment stand out isn't just the building itself, it's how quickly it was built. Just over a year, through coordination, planning, and constant motion. Workers moving materials upward as the structure rose higher and higher. And all of this happening during the Great Depression, a time when the economy was struggling. Jobs were scarce, and yet this massive project moved forward. But here's the part that's easy to miss. When it first opened, it wasn't immediately successful. It was expensive, under-occupied, sometimes referred to as the empty state building. Because building something impressive doesn't guarantee people use it right away. What makes this moment stand out isn't just the success we associate with it now. It's that at the beginning, it wasn't seen that way. Because sometimes something can be ahead of its time, and it takes a while for the world to catch up to it. And sometimes, instead of building something physical, we build systems that shape what we hear. In 1957, the United States government began investigating something called payola, which, at its core, was simple. Record companies were paying radio stations and DJs to play specific songs, not because they were popular, but to make them popular. And at the time, radio wasn't just background noise. It was one of the main ways people discovered music. So controlling what got played meant influencing what people listened to, what they bought, what became a hit, and what didn't. But here's what makes this moment stand out. This wasn't obvious to listeners. It felt organic, like the music rising to the top was happening naturally, until it wasn't. Once the investigation began, it became clear that what people thought was popularity was sometimes promotion. And that changed things. Rules were introduced. Disclosure became important. And the relationship between media and influence became more visible. And what makes this moment stand out isn't just the scandal. It's that it revealed something people didn't realize was happening behind the scenes. Because sometimes what feels natural isn't. And sometimes when something new appears, people don't just misunderstand it, they imagine something completely different. When lasers were first developed, people didn't just see them as tools. They saw them as weapons, instantly. There was a real belief that this new technology could quickly become something like a death ray, a beam of energy that could destroy things at a distance. And while that sounds like science fiction, at the time, it didn't feel that way. Because new technologies often get imagined at their extremes. People don't think about everyday uses at first. They think about the most dramatic possibilities. And what makes this moment stand out isn't just that lasers didn't become dangerous. It's that their most common uses ended up being far more ordinary. Barcode scanners, medical tools, communication systems, precision instruments. Things that don't feel dramatic at all. Which is something that happens more often than you'd expect. New ideas arrive, and people imagine the extremes. But reality usually lands somewhere else. And while ideas and systems evolve, some people stand out because of how consistently they present their perspective. Wes Anderson was born on May 1st, 1969. His work is known for a very specific style. Structured, symmetrical, recognizable almost immediately. And what makes that stand out isn't just the visuals, it's the consistency. Because in a world where things change constantly, being recognizable can be what lasts. It's interesting how these don't seem connected at first, but they kind of are. Something massive is built before people are ready for it. A system shapes what people hear without them realizing it. And a new technology gets imagined in its most extreme form before settling into everyday use. Different situations, different outcomes, but all shaped by expectation. And how often it doesn't match reality. Anyway, those are a few of the things that stood out while I was wandering through May 1st. Stop by tomorrow and we'll see what the next day has to bring. If you'd like to hear more of my work or explore the books and projects I've been a part of, you can find it all at waitthat'srandom.com. I'm C.L. Burns, and I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow.